What do you get when you take a rather boring executive saloon and give it the performance of a supercar? Well, you get a rather interesting automobile. General Motors did this in the early 90s and created one of, if not my favourite, sports saloon cars of all time. Here's the story. So, it's 1990. The Mercedes 500e and BMW's E34 M5 and E30 M3 are around. And GM is sitting there thinking, I really want in on this European sports saloon business. So they turn to their European saloon, the Opel Omega, or Vauxhall Carlton, depending on your neck of the woods. And they took the Carlton to Lotus. Lotus went, we'll see what we can do. Lotus took the 3-litre Carlton GSI engine, enlarged it to 3.6 litres and added 2 Garrett T25 turbochargers. They also added a new crankshaft, new pistons and new piston connecting rods. They used the 6-speed transmission out of the Corvette ZR1 and the limited slip differential from the V8 Holden Commodore. Lotus then upgraded the suspension and gave it wider tyres. The result was 377 horsepower and 419 pound-feet of torque. It went from 0 to 60 miles per hour in 5.2 seconds and had a top speed of 177 miles per hour. The Lotus Carlton was, at the time, the new world's fastest production saloon. However, this statement was rather controversial as the German manufacturers electronically limited their cars to 155 miles per hour. Lotus didn't. Bob Murray, then editor of Autocar, said nobody buying this car could possibly argue he either needs or will be able to use a top whack which is claimed to be around 180 miles per hour. He suggested that they should limit its speed, but they never did. However, what do you get when you take a practical saloon and give it the performance of some supercars at the time? Well, you get a bloody good getaway car. Some criminals noticed this, and in 1993 a Lotus Carlton was stolen from a house in the West Midlands. The thieves used the car to raid shops, stealing 20 grand's worth of alcohol and cigarettes. The police had nothing to match it. They were driving around in Vauxhalls and Metros, which probably could barely reach 100 miles per hour. Apparently the thieves even robbed a shop in front of a police station, and they still escaped. To quote a police officer at the time, David Oliver, "We simply haven't been able to get near the thing, and it looks unlikely that we ever will." 40RA, the car's license plate, became sort of an urban legend, and was apparently last seen speeding down the M6, outrunning a police helicopter. It was never seen again. Some people say that 40RA has been found and was destroyed. Others say it was dumped in a canal. Others say it was found in a scrapyard. And then some people say it hasn't been found. So there were a lot of different endings to this story. When the government heard about the car, they wanted the Lotus Carlton banned. The government said that the car was unsafe and it was unreasonable for someone to own a saloon which could go that fast. The movement did gain traction, but ultimately failed. The Lotus Carlton remained the fastest production saloon for about a decade afterwards. Even though it's been 28 years since the last Lotus Carlton was manufactured, it lives on through the infamous story of 40RA and is featured in a number of racing games. In some ways, the Lotus Carlton changed the world. It showed how fast saloons really could go, and that's why I love the Lotus Carlton. It's a jaw-droppingly fast car for its age and is just brilliant. Apparently my grandfather knew someone who owned a Lotus Carlton. I might have to ask him if he bought the car or stole it from a house in the West Midlands. So that's the end of this video. Please do leave a like and subscribe if you did enjoy. And thank you very much for watching. I will see you next time. Goodbye.